She trembled, not recognizing his voice in the darkness. But when he spoke, bringing his face closer to hers, she froze in shock. You really thought you could hide from me, baby girl? No one word could even come out of her mouth seeing him, hearing his dangerous voice. She herself was stuck back to the bed, and he sensed her heart pounding so fast. Where's my answer, baby? I'm not well. That's why I had to stay at home. I didn't hide. Should I believe this? Please. If it's true, then apologize to me for not informing me. Why would I need to inform you? Stop questioning me. I told you you are mine. Did you forget it already? His single L made her heart pound, made her eyes chill. But seeing them, his angry face didn't change. Said, your tears can't distract me from what I asked. I'm sorry, Jungkook. His facial expression changed to calm, and even let go of her arms from his grip. He gently cupped her face and wiped her tears, as if he wasn't the one who caused them. She placed both hands near her heart in fear, but he got off her, and she also moved from her laying position. Before she could stand up, he pinned her shoulders and made her sit on the edge of the bed. Where are you getting up? I haven't finished talking. Sit. She was squeezing both her hands while her heart was throbbing. She was praying in her heart, please, Father, come fast. Where are you? He dragged a chair and placed it near her, then sat in the chair just inches away from her, spreading his legs shamelessly. She felt uncomfortable, but he chuckled at her poor situation. Are you praying for something, baby? She looked at him in shock and thought, did he just read her mind? She shook her head. You are my woman, my lady. Remember, wherever you go and stay, whatever you talk about, you should tell me, and whenever I call you, you must listen to me and come to me, okay? What? No. He took a gun from his pocket and showed it to her. She panicked as he pretended to be cleaning the gun and asked again, knowing what she had just said in fear. Okay? Okay. Now let's make your brain dig my words. Say who am I? Jungkook. Is this what your girlfriend says about her boyfriend? She flinched in shock. Say it correctly. Boyfriend, boyfriend. She started trembling, which made him chuckle darkly. What do you have to do when I call you? I have to come to you. What do you have to do? When I talk, I need to listen. And finally, whose are you? Yours. Say it properly, baby. If you don't want me to teach you the hard way. I'm yours, Jungkook. He felt satisfied and got up, gripping her shoulders. He made her stand up. She was confusedly looking at him when his other hand went into his pocket. She thought he would take out a knife or something harmful, but he took out a phone and handed it to her, making her speechless. What is this? Did you grow up not knowing what is this? You keep this phone. But I don't need this. But I want you to keep this. Whenever I want to see you, I'll make a video call. Whenever I want to hear your voice, I'll call you. You better keep this with you while I'm telling you calmly. Okay. Good. Tomorrow are you going to college? Or do you have plans to stay at home again? I'll come. Okay, I'll pick you up then. No, please. My father will see it. He will get to know you. Let him know. I won't care about that. I request you, please, don't come to pick me up. Okay, I'm going then. She nodded, relaxing herself, and he signaled her to use the phone with his index finger before leaving. The next day at college, Jia and Vaughn were in the class. Vaughn was hesitantly looking at her, thinking about how to start telling Jia about Jungkook, but at the same time, she thought she shouldn't tell. When Jia noticed Vaughn was looking at her, she became confused. What, Vaughn? Why didn't you tell me about your brother, Aryan? I think it's not a big deal telling Tay about it. Why? Is there any problem? No, but I'm asking about your second brother, Shuma King. Don't be afraid, Vaughn. I didn't tell you because I knew you would be scared to be friends with me. But it's okay, he was dangerous, but he has never hurt any girl until now. Is that so? Yeah, he isn't even interested in girls either. But why are you asking this? Nothing. Did you want to tell me anything? No, but Vaughn's phone started ringing, which made Gia surprised and Vaughn shiver. Is it really you? Since when are you using your phone suddenly? You told me you don't like it, right? Hold on, Gia. She picked up the phone and spoke in a low tone, hiding behind Gia, so the teacher couldn't see her. On the other side of the call, Jungkook spoke. What took you so long? You should have picked up the call in one ring. She answered. I'm sorry, I'm in class. He said, come out of the class. I'm going there, I wanna see you. She said, please, let's meet later. It was an important class, please. He didn't speak, so she pleaded, please, I can't come, please. He cut the call without answering her. She sighed, at least he didn't command her to come out stubbornly. Time skipped at the cave. Vaughn wore a uniform and smiled at her father, who was telling her how to do the work there. Stop smiling, Vaughn. Do the work perfectly. Otherwise, I'll take you out of this job. Father, I'll do my work. You just see. Just then a customer came and sat at the table. He gestured for her to come over and work. And she nodded before going to the table. Good evening, sir. Can I take your order? Yeah, one cappuccino, please. Wait, are you one? They both looked at each other's face and surprised. What are you doing here? Aren't you a friend of my sister's? It's my part-time job and it's my first day too. I see. I'll get the cappuccino. She was about to leave, but he spoke, making her look at him with a bright smile. Good luck with your first day, Vaughn. She nodded and left. After a while, she brought the cappuccino and gave it to him. When he sipped it, the taste was awful. But she stared there. How is it? It tastes bad. Oh no. Before he could say anything, he saw her father looking at them. So he pretended it was nothing. It tastes very different from others. Really, you made it this perfect on your first day? Father, see, my first customer is giving me a compliment. They give you a fake smile and gesture for her to come out the cave. She was confused but followed him. What happened? Hey, you need to learn a lot. The cappuccino didn't taste that good. Please learn well. Why didn't you tell me that inside when it was that bad? Because your owner was watching us. I mean, your dad. I thought about it and decided to tell you him. If another customer had been there, they would have scolded you, raising the tone. That's why I'm telling you him, not to hide it. Because you might think the taste was good and continue making cappuccino like that. Then you will get in trouble with customers. The way he was explaining what way, making sure she understood and wasn't hurt, she spoke. Thanks, Jay. You're the best person, just like Chia. Really? Yes. Sounds great. Okay, I'll come again. Next time to help you learn more and more, okay? Okay. He blinked at her and she blinked back at him with a smile before leaving. She went inside the cave and continued working, learning what she needed to. During work, she completely forgot about her phone in the bag. After a while, Mr. Kim felt proud seeing her working so hard, not making any excuses. Vaughn, come to me. She went to him. It's enough for today. You can go home. Why, father? Work is work. It's okay. I can do it for a while. You look tired. You go. Are you sure? Yes. Now you go. He nodded and left, and Vaughn continued her work. It was 8:30 p.m. now, and she was at the counter, taking her bag to leave, when she felt someone's shadow on her. When she turned around, she saw an angry Jungkook staring into her eyes. She was scared and shocked. Why didn't you pick up my call? I didn't even know you called me. I asked why didn't you pick up the call? He raised his hand. She was scared, wondering where he would hit her. But instead he banged the counter, making the things on its shutter unfold, causing her to tremble. You have some guts to ignore my calls. What are you doing here alone at this time? He kicked the furniture and threw the menace list aside. Jungkook, please stop it. Don't destroy it. She was trying to stop him, but he pushed her back and making her slam into the wall. She groaned in pain. He was about to break the glass window door, but she blocked his way from him and spoke quickly as she burst into tears. I really didn't see the phone, and I just now finished my work. Please trust me. If I had seen your missed calls, I would have called you back immediately. Until then, he was fuming in anger. He sighed and stepped back, trying not to destroy anything. Why are you working here? Do you think yourself as an ordinary girl? Working here? You're my queen, the Mafia King's wife. If you want money, then ask me. Why are you working here? Whatever you want, just go and take it. I'll buy it for you. She swore at his offer. If anyone were in her place, they would have been happy and taken this opportunity. I'm sorry, I can't take money freely like this from anyone. I was working a part-time job just for my pay. I don't feel any trouble here. And this cave is where my father took on rent and is running it slowly. I want to help him too and earn money for my fee. I don't want anything more. He was impressed by the way knowing she was working for her fee and she was refusing his money. He let out a chuckle at her and stepped forward to her. She was about to step back, but he wrapped his arms on her waist and pulled her closer to him. She was about to put her hands between them before his stone chest could touch hers. Why are you so weird? Making me impressed again and again? Even if you are making me obsessed with you automatically? When did that? What is he even talking about? Wait, have you had dinner? Not yet. You stupid. Why haven't you eaten yet? I'm sorry. Swallowing at his serious eyes. If I heard that you had eaten on time, I swear I'll drag you to me and forcefully feed you. Got it? Yeah, I got it. She said like a kid who was trembling in front of a teacher. Come with me. Let's have dinner at my mansion. What? No. Did you just refuse? I mean, no. My father will scold me if I don't eat at home. Also, I don't like eating outside, so please, I'll go and eat at my home. Okay, come. I'll drop you at your home then. No, I'll cut your neck if I hear no from your mouth. What do you think you are doing? Going home alone at this late hour? It's not even safe. You better come with me. She shut her mouth and what he was saying also pointed. Then she nodded hesitantly. Jungkook was driving the car and talking while fixing his eyes on the road, and Won was pretending to understand, but inside she was feeling nervous and sweating as she recalled the incident, how he behaved that day and scared her, how she cried on first day of meeting. He stopped the car and finally she took a deep breath. She could finally escape from his car, as if it were a help for her. When she opened the car door to leave, he quickly grabbed her arm and she was scared of what he might do. Something was afraid of. I have something for you, baby. She looked at him nervously. The car door was still open. She wanted to go, but how? She furrowed her eyebrows at him when he took a small box and gave it to her, saying, "Open it." She hesitantly opened it and was stunned to see a beautiful chain. I brought this for you. Did you like it? It must be very expensive, isn't it? She was staring at the chain with widened eyes. It's 10 million. What? Her hands dropped the box, but he cut it quickly. Hey, what happened? Please no, I don't want this gift from you. I'm sorry. Saying this, she quickly got out of the car to leave. But he got out from the other side and grabbed her hand and stopping her. Hey, you must wear this. Jungkook. She fell silent when he pressed his index finger on her lips gently. Her chest rose at his touch. He leaned closer to her and she closed her eyes, wrapping the chain on her neck carefully. As he was fixing it, he whispered near her ear, I never even wanted to give anything to anyone except you. You are special to me for making me feel like this. Fine, don't ever remove this chain. I want to always wear it. It looks good on you too. His words hit different. He wasn't commanding, but telling her gently, which confused her. Is he really talking like this? Van looked at him suddenly, but then their nose brushed, which made him smile. Before she could step back, he stepped back himself, leaving a gap between them. Now go and have dinner, then sleep too. She nodded and was about to turn to leave, but stopped when he asked something. I was asking if you had eaten and even telling you to sleep and go. But don't you really know that you should also ask me back? Like, did I eat or sleep on time? You really don't know, do you? She blankly stared at him, questioning herself as if he was expecting so much from her. Do lovers talk like that? She just looked at him in silence. Then he sighed and leaning against the car's closed door. You are a bad girlfriend. From tomorrow, I should teach you more to turn you into a good girlfriend for me. Well, go. She quickly turned back and not even looking behind her as she went. But when she opened the entrance door, she looked back at him once again and found him still looking at her, leaning against his car. He raised his eyebrows at her, as if asking why she wanted to look back at him. She didn't respond, so he gestured for her to go in. Then she left to close the door. Something is very, very special about her. I can't even be ready to lose her. Not even at the edge of the last second. I'll do everything to make her to stay with me. No one can stop me from this, not even the God. At midnight, Vaughn was staring at the ceiling, covering her blanket from her neck to bottom. Her hand was gripping the chair, looking at it with the pale eyes in confusion. Why did he buy something so expensive for a girl like me, who is poor? Does he really like me? No. God, he is very dangerous. Just because I couldn't pick up the car, he almost attempted to destroy the cave in anger. I had never seen an aggressive, dangerous man like him. She was talking to herself, but she suddenly remembered that guy. He was very humble and so caring, just like Jia. But why is Jungkook so different from both of them? What if Jungkook talked and behaved like Tae too? Wait, why am I thinking Jungkook would be like Tae? Wait, why am I thinking about both of these men instead of myself? I came to the city just for studies and to stay with my father. There is nothing else. And one day I'll give him this giant back to him too. Saying this to herself, she covered herself with the blanket and fell asleep.